What happened to you, Kyle and Fug?
Okay. As I was driving to work yesterday, I ran over something. Like the car in front of me kicked something up and it was like boom, boom. And I was like, oh no, my tire's going to be flat. But I was pretty far away from work, got into work just fine, didn't think anything of it, right? Mm-hmm. I get into my car post work, I start driving and my car goes beep, beep, beep. And it's like really angry at me. And it's like tire pressure extremely low, pull over. And I hadn't made it really far. So I pull over and I get out and sure enough, my tire is flat.
Bummer.
Like I was, when the sensor went off, I could feel the, you know, it's like, great. So I recalled that Rich just helped you, John Jay, because he's got that little air pressure thing with him, like not even a mile away. So
2
I
days
texted
ago.
Rich.
I mean, this is 2 days ago.
Literally.
Yours is yesterday,
Yes.
and you got a flat tire. Okay.
And so I texted Rich, and he didn't text back. And so I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy or doing something, whatever. So I called my husband, who is like a half an hour away, but he's like, I'm on my way. I'll bring our air compressor. We'll fill the tire up as much as we can, and we'll try to make it to a tire shop. I'm like, okay, great. So I wait for him. He shows up. The compressor needs to be charged. There's no plug anywhere near us. Ugh. So we drive back to work, charge the compressor, drive back to my car. And as he's pulling the compressor out of the car to fill the tire up with air, the compressor snaps and breaks.
No.
Okay. So then he's like, okay, I think I can get the car just down the road to what I call is the scary Circle K. Because you go there and there are people like very, very obviously tripping on drugs.
Yeah. Some people made some bad life decisions there.
Yeah,
and I was
Scary
like,
Circle K is the perfect name.
you only go to the scary Circle K if it's an emergency, and this was. So luckily, the car makes it to Circle K. He's at the little air compressor. There are two very high, scary people right around there. And I'm like, kind of like watching his back as if I can do anything if something goes down. And he gets up all frustrated, and he's like, the stem that comes out of my wheel doesn't fit into the Circle K air compressor blower upper.
Is that because you have an electric car and they made it different?
Maybe. I think so, because my husband said normally like on a regular car, the stem is, 2 inches that it pops out. And this is like a half an inch. So it wouldn't go far enough in to actually fill it up with air.
Man.
And you don't have a spare or anything, right?
Meanwhile, you would think he would just change the spare tire. But I open up where a spare tire would be. There's nothing there.
Oh, no.
No spare tire. Man,
So
electric cars.
We don't want to leave the car at the scary Circle K.
No.
You just don't want to risk that. So our station is right across from that. I'm like, we can make it across the street. Let's at least go park the car there. By this time, so much time has passed. We have to leave to go pick up the kids from school. Like, there's no time. So we pick up the kids from school, and we tell them, hey, guess what? We're going on a field trip back to mommy's work.
Scary Circle K, kids. An adventure park.
Little Kevlar vest for them, they'll be fine.
Yeah. So Scott goes, he buys a new compressor, and we head back to the station. He charges the compressor, fills the tire up with air. And we're like, yes, we finally made some progress. And all we hear is like what? Like air is really just coming out of the tire. So I look underneath and I see this giant hole in the tire.
Oh, no.
Definitely irreparable. I already know that. But I'm like, how long will this air stay in the tire? Can we make it to a tire shop? And he's like, we got to go quick. So we start driving. I'm following behind in his car, and he's driving my car now because I'm freaked out. It's going to explode, and I'm going to cause an accident. I'm following him. We make it. The tire shop is 1.5 miles away.
So close.
We make it to one stoplight, and he goes, I got to pull over. The air pressure. He's watching the tire pressure on the screen of the car. He's like, we didn't even make it maybe 0.2 of a mile. So we pull over into that CVS parking lot. Or no, it was
CVS.
Well, it was actually the Holiday Inn, and they had an air compressor. Well, they had a thing. He charges the air compressor, blows the tire up again. We move. he makes it to one more stoplight, and we had to pull over.
Oh my
Are you kidding me?
We did this 3
And
times.
your kid's like, yay!
We did it 3 times. And as he was like, he was in front of us and we didn't know if he would make it or if we would have to pull over again. He makes it and goes for it. And he gets to the Costco Tire parking lot. And I'm like, yeah! And the kids are in the car with me and they're like, woo! We made it!
So new tire. I got to get a new tire.
2 new tires. And I'm like, I cannot have any more things happen to me where it's like unexpected hundreds of dollars in the next. Like, it's like I could just say this: it was a really tough day yesterday.
Really?
You know, yesterday, so I've had that same thing with my car, right? And mine says pull over right now, but I've been driving with it still, right? So
Yeah.
remember how Rich said my tire was at an 8? So yesterday I was kind of concerned. I didn't realize I had a button that tells you how much the tire pressure is, and it was at a 7.
Oh, it's even lower.
So
okay.
I pull into Discount Tire. I pull into Discount Tire at 6 o'clock when they close, and there's a line. And I pull up next to the door, roll down the window. Is there any way you can get me in, man? My tire's at a 7. And he goes, even if I wanted to, I couldn't because I can't do more unless if it's under 15. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I go to a gas station. I fill it up to 35. And then I wake up this morning, and it's at a 20. And I'm driving in, and it's like 17, 16, 15. Now, my wife thinks that somebody did something to my car, my son's car, and her car, because all 3 of us have had flat tires, right? So I've been going through security cameras looking for stuff. We haven't found anything. And then when Kyle's was said yesterday, when she posted that she had a flat tire, I was like, they got her too. So I'm looking at we have common enemies. But then when you just said you hit something on the freeway, I was like, you're not after her.
I am so sorry I missed your call because I would have loved to use the apparatus. But here's what I've done for you 3. And they're arriving this morning. I got Peyton, Kyle, and John Jay your own tire compressor thingy, your miniature.
nice and
So I'll bring them in for you tomorrow.
thanks,
So that if
Rich.
you don't hit something, you just have low tires, you hook it up, and it sets like you 135, it'll all up. It's all on me. So now you've got your own that you can keep in your car.
So I wish you would have. I mean, I have an air compressor. When you showed the video of your air compressor, I have one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm right around the corner.
I
It's like, why didn't she call me?
I just called my husband. I don't know.
But he's half hour away. I'm 4 minutes away.
Call me. You're like, of course we're going to call your
But a
husband
slashed
first.
tire.
Well, I mean, because of even when he was here and it was broken, I'd been like, call it. Like, I'm right
Yeah,
here.
I get it.
I would have showed up with my tow truck. And I have a mechanic shirt. I could have worn my mechanic shirt. Anyway, we're glad you're safe, Kyle and
Thank
Fuzz.
you. Yes, it was crazy.